Shalom, it's your brother Yara, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Shalom to the elect, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans whom the Lord will have mercy on in these latter days, who are the true Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Shalom to the men of the Lord that are prophesying, preaching, and teaching on the highways and byways in sincerity and in truth. Shalom, shalom. And I want to talk about this update on what's being called the health passport, which is a segue from COVID-19, which will be a segue to what the scriptures speak about as the mark of the beast. And I have the main two scriptures regarding it, as far as warning the body, warning the true Israelites, who are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, not to take this chip, and to show you in the scriptures that Esau has been planning this for a very long time, and all of this nonsense surrounding it is just a means to get the entire world uh, to take this chip, which is prophesied in Revelation. So it says, could this COVID-19 health passport be the future of travel and events? And it says, COVID pass, thank you, enter. So it's straight up having it on your phone, because Apple and Android basically did a patch to your phone to upload the technology on it to see if you had the illness, if you're tracking it, and you can see it right here. This looks like it's on the back of an airplane, like a seat, or maybe a terminal when you go in, where you scan your phone. It says rising COVID-19 infection rates pose a threat to global tourism. A new app acts as a health passport for travelers who are virus free, which they'll never know this. So the whole idea of it is stupid, because if you didn't have it when you got the pass, you could contract it minutes later, you know? So the idea of having someone carry on a pass is utterly stupid. And as smart as these people are, who is creating this technology, they don't see that oversight as being an issue. You know why? Because they do see the fallacy in it, but they don't care, because they just want to chip you. They want to track you and control you. It says using blockchain technology. Now that's a big note here. If you ever heard of this blockchain technology, if it sounds familiar, that's because it's already big in a big way, and it's mainly used in cryptocurrencies, which is very it's not a coincidence. I'll put it that way. It says using blockchain technology, it provides an encrypted record of test results. Now let's read. I have it here in Chatham House Primer about the blockchain technology that they're talking about for this COVID pass. It says, this is the overview. It says, although the mechanics of blockchain are extremely complex, the basic idea is simple: to decentralize the storage of data so that such data cannot be owned, controlled, or manipulated by a central actor. But we all know that that's uh, ridiculous, because Esau Edom will never decentralize his power. He will never. It's not the nature of power for men to give it up. Esau Edom's going to have to be forced out of power through Yahweh Shai and the angels. So don't be fooled by them saying that the purpose of it is to decentralize, so things can be manipulated, because that's entirely what it's meant to do. But the reason this technology is developed is because they know the population likes the idea of giving less power to the government. They know that they like the idea of things being decentralized. That's why they tell you that. That's why the internet, as much freedom as they say you have on the internet, you really don't have freedom on the internet, even though you can go and search whatever you want. Well, really, they've taken all your data. They're taking it and they're selling it back to these other companies, and they're suggesting things and programming you through the internet by ads that come through. So the things that you think are decentralized and free are really just to enslave you. This is an old trick that he's done, just like the U.S. dollar. You think you can spend the dollar on whatever you want, but really, America can put sanctions on a country so you can't buy this or that with it. They can devalue the dollar. You might save up $1 million, but he can print another trillion, and and undermine the whole thing. So he tells you on one hand that things are giving you this freedom that it can't be manipulated, while all the while trying to manipulate you, you know. And I should have got that in Psalms about, you know, how he's a forked tongue, man. He's a deceptive liar, you know. He speaks, you know, let's just say his lips are smooth as oil, but he's you know he's carrying the sword, you know, but war was in his heart. It says uh, the recent surge and subsequent collapse of the value of Bitcoin has brought renewed attention to the blockchain architecture that underpins cryptocurrencies. So this goes back to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. That's what blockchain technology. That's how it got popularized. It's through cryptocurrencies, and the main, most famous cryptocurrency is Bitcoin, and it's the most widespread use of this blockchain technology, where it's basically all digitally tracked with these very long encrypted codes that are unique to every single coin or every single unit. And it says, however, blockchain technology's uses is going to tell you it goes far beyond virtual money. So this whole thing with the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency, this is all a ruse, you know, just to build up this blockchain technology to do what? Look what it can do. The technology could change the way that ownership, privacy, uncertainty, and collaborations are conceived of in the digital world. You have things called the Internet of Things. You know, that's basically every device: refrigerators, toasters, speakers, TVs, you know, computers, cell phones, you know, everything connected to the internet. It says disrupting sectors and practices as diverse as financial markets, content distribution, supply chain management, and dispersal of humanitarian aid. So the dispersal of humanitarian aid, you know, so they can know who you are by this blockchain technology, and even voting in a general election. So they'll know who you voted for, you know, if this technology is to progress. So now it becomes clear what this blockchain technology is when it says using blockchain technology, this COVID pass thing, it says it provides an encrypted record of test results. Its creators say could allow healthy travelers to avoid quarantine. It says the app could also allow sports and entertainment venues to reopen safely, as well as the global conference and the exhibition industry. You know, so there you have it. And I had the images pulled up of digital wristbands. Look, this is Hong Kong. This was back in March. They had people wearing these things. It has that RFID technology in it, tied into this blockchain technology with the crypto code, which is basically a barcode or a QR code, which is the same thing, which has that 666 uh, numerical infrastructure built into the code of it, to the number or whatever the value they assign to you. You know. Now let's read this and close it out. We all know this by heart, basically. Uh, this is Revelation 13 and 16. It says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell." Now we know the blockchain technology is linked. Now we can link the blockchain technology to a currency, which is currently Bitcoin, which will soon be the it could be the Fed coin, but it will be a digital dollar that replaces this U.S. dollar, because this U.S. dollar is about to go. So we can link this blockchain technology with a currency, as well as a tracking device that people can wear on their. Right now they have it on this wristband, as you see here. But we all know, as it's prophesied right here, They will receive a mark in their right hand. And that word mark is charagma in the Greek. Charagma, And if you go into that to that word, it basically tells you it's a physical mark. It says a stamp, an imprinted mark. A mark. Look at what other words it's used for. This is basically just in Revelation. This is a stamp and imprinted mark. You can go into that chi stigma psi, I believe it is. What is the root? Karax. You go into the root of that word. Karax is what the word charagma comes from. A pale or a stake, a palisade or a rampart, pales between which earth, stones, trees, and timbers are heaped and packed together. That's a physical thing. And they're going to use that needle to put it in you. So that mark or the name of the beast, Salakia says, and that no man might buy or sell. So again, to recap, we can link the blockchain technology to the currency, which controls whether men can buy or sell. And we all know that the US dollar is the world reserve currency, across the whole world. So if they change the US dollar to that, that's it. And we can link that blockchain technology with this tracking system they have for right now. It's just vaccines, but it's going to track all kind of things. And you saw right here what all kind of things they can use it for. Ownership, privacy, uncertainty, collaboration are conceived of in the digital world. Like it can be used for everything. It says, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, threescore, and 6. That's the 666. All right. So this is we're one step away from the RFID chip, the mark of the beast, aka the RFID chip, from being implemented. We literally one step away from it. This is it. And this is the final. The men of the Lord are blowing the trumpet. This is the final call. Do not take this goddamn chip, man. You will die. And if you don't believe me, this is Revelation 16:1. I'll start at 1, and it says, "And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, Go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth. And the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth. And there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image." So this is going to have a grievous sore if you take this thing. It's literally going to put a cancerous sore on you. What's that word? Sore, helgos? A wound, especially a wound producing a discharge, a pus, a sore, an ulcer. So this is prophesied what's going to happen. And that's part of the first plague. The 7 plagues along right here. And that final plague is that thermonuclear destruction. So we're at the end of this thing. And Esau Edom's getting ready to make his move. This article here is from July 30th. So last week. So let the men of the Lord, the hopeful elect, be warned. Hopefully y'all are edified. Call Halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rachakwadash and Wa Abad Babal.